competitively speaking, they ask us to turn in schools and where they stand, and you're in a ball game every week. The new schools, like last year, Stevenson came in, but they're different than being new. They're gonna step up and be a factor. Don't know much about Misericordia. I think you'll see improvement in both King's program and FDU. Albright is always good. Wilkes will be physical and good, and then you got Del Valle and Widener. So it's Lycoming made big steps last year. You take a look at our schedule in September, and there is a sense of urgency. We've got to be good early if we want to make the run and win a MAC championship. Yeah, we're excited about that because that presents, for preseason camp, that puts us in a position where our players know if they want to win this thing, we got to be ready to go against Montclair. Solid football team, solid program, constantly at the top of their league, and also competing for national recognition and getting into the NCAA playoff. And we have to go there. So we've got a lot against us, but we're looking forward to that challenge. Our players can't wait. We went from playing 7 games on grass a year ago to where all 10 of our games this year will be on turf. We will start our preseason on grass at our practice field, and by August 20th, which is our intra-squad scrimmage, we'll be on turf. And we will have practiced on it for a couple days. So, yep, really excited about it. The look of our football field with the lights and the turf. As a coach, you can't, we're so proud of and excited about what's coming. And we're really looking forward to seeing our fans come out and support us. In all my years, I've never coached against Franklin Marshall. And John Troxell's an outstanding coach there. They got a great program. It just makes sense. And the other thing that we want to do with that game is we want that to be a night game, an opening game, and it might be a Thursday night type deal at first week. That's what we're talking about. John's interested in that, and so are we. So really neat way to start the season. With our numbers, and we're going to be between 120 and 125 players on our squad, it's real important that our young kids get a chance to play. And we have a 5-game schedule set up, and they get to compete for varsity time. We don't practice separate, but the fact that they get a chance to play, we film those games, we grade those tapes, that's the future of our football team. And those young guys coming in need to know they got to learn the system, and then they'll get their opportunity to play. We're really excited at the quarterback position because I think we can put together. Leo Kite brings a different ability to the table. He's a smart quarterback. He reads defenses really well, gets us in the right play, has a great arm, more of a drop back kind of guy, play action than a sprint guy. The number 2 guy, Brian Murphy, is going to be a sophomore. Murphy's more of a throw on the run type quarterback, and he'll take off with the football. And I think we can put together, within our offense, put together 2 packages, one for each guy, which could present difficulties in defending us. Really excited about our offensive line, concerned about our depth, but love the first unit. Think they're going to make some people really good running backs. The 2 fullbacks we have are solid. Kirkner and Fink are really good football players, and they're excellent at making adjustments on the move. The tailback situation, it's going to be by committee, and those three guys with Panici, Heisey, and Kane, they'll be leading the pack. And then we got a couple young guys with Hacker and King that I think could jump into the mix at tailback. So I feel like we're going to develop a good running attack and be able to throw the football.
Things there.
Yeah, we feel like there's a core of 5 or 6 wide receivers who can play in this league and help us win. With Jake Ziegler had a great spring. Kelly Saylor, Yaya McIntyre, Joey Miller, Kenny Golden, those guys all come to the forefront. Mike Smith had a very good spring for us. So I feel like with that group, Daryl Sweeper, who was out for track, wasn't with us in the spring as much, but boy, I feel down the road he could be a real player. So we've got to come up with a system to get them all involved, and we think we have a nice plan to do that.
They're going to be pretty good.
I'm telling you, and we want them to get off the bus first, because I think we can intimidate some people when we get off the bus. They're big and they're players. Tyler Dean at tackle with Valdez. You got Kozer with Clark and Collette's. The biggest job we've got to do there is develop depth, quality depth. We've got a couple guys coming back, Aaron Cummins, Dylan Smith, that I think can fit into the plan. And then there are going to be a couple freshmen that are coming in that we're going to have to throw into the fire at that position. Love throwing the ball to tight end. Matt had a great senior year, but and again, it could be tight end by committee, but Nate Luckenbill, Nate Myers, and Doug Lester all bring something to the table. And you'll see us in double tight. You might see us in a tight end wing because we've got some athletes there. But I feel we love throwing the football to our tight end, and we'll be able to do that with these guys. Yeah, you don't replace a guy like Corey Homer. I don't know if anyone's motor and quickness we can duplicate, but we can come close. Kevin Smith just got better and better every game, and he should be one of the top defensive linemen in our conference. Andrew Livingston has a great motor, as does Zach Halpin. Those two guys can play, and they bring a lot to the table. And I feel that's a solid first unit. Again, we've got to develop depth at that position and get a couple guys behind them that can play at a higher level than what they're playing right now. And they're capable. We have some guys that are capable. Well, at inside linebacker, based on spring, you go with Micah and Burkholder. Those two guys had a great spring. And that, with Laudeman and Mullen, they would be the backups right now. We've got a couple young guys that came into the program in the spring at inside linebacker with St. Clair and Kennedy that I think can compete for playing time quickly. And then we had two injuries. Leymeister and Skirbo are two young kids that, if they come back healthy, and I believe they will, they should be able to compete for time. So we've got, at inside linebacker, I think we've got some nice depth and some quality there. At outside linebacker, DJ Polygon and Kyle Winger give us experience at the one position. Ian Bond's going to move up from the safety position to outside backer, and Drew Murphy had a really good spring for us. And Eric Schmeck transferred in here in January and did some really nice things for us. So I feel like, again, we've got some quality depth at both outside linebackers. Duncan and Melly return. I mean, that's great. And the guys behind them that are Wireman and Pugh and Brian Eck, those are guys that I think can play for us. So we got some depth, but we got first unit. Those two guys had great years last year, and we expect bigger and better from them this year. Yeah, and Jared, a healthy Jared Cicero can really help us, and it's been tough to stay healthy for him, but he and Nate are quality players. And then we're again developing some young guys, Deshaun Johnson being one of them. Josh Borelli has competed for time at the one position. And then behind Cicero, Brian Casper, we moved him over from corner to safety in the spring. And then you got DJ Johnson as another backup there. So we think we've developed some good quality there too. He wrote back about coming to camp. He said, there isn't anybody more excited about playing on turf than me. And to be able to kick the ball off of turf, and I think he's really excited about that. And so real pleased with the way he came through. And we even attempted more field goals than we probably will in the future, distance-wise, because he's got a nice range to him. Punter, Jake Ziegler, can boom him. I mean, Colt had a great senior year, but Jake brings a lot to the table, and also we can continue to do some things with our fake in the punting game with Jake because of his abilities to throw and run. So I feel like those two are going to do a really good job. Return game, we've got a number of players that can step up and help us in the return game. I mean, Jake would be one, Kelly Saylor, Joey Miller, Brian Eck. We got a nice list, and we got some young guys coming in that I think could help us there too.